Good evening. You're now with me, Razi Ahmad, for TVS Nightline. Here are the headlines for tonight. Bold long-term plan for free tertiary education in Sarawak. 1/3 of Malaysians carry burdensome debts. And 12.5 million ringgit lost due to 1,177 scam cases in Sarawak. Sarawak's Premier Dato' Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg is set to announce plans for free tertiary education. Abang Johari would be addressing the needs of students, especially those from B40 families, during the State Budget 2024 announcement later this month.
Memang kita dalam dasar kita ke arah memberikan tertiary education free. Kita menuju ke arah dasar tersebut. Banyak perkara-perkara yang perlu mereka memiliki. Harganya agak tinggi dan maka disebabkan itu saya telah mengarahkan untuk menimbang bagaimana nak membantukan student kita, dan maka disebabkan itu saya telah mengarahkan untuk menimbang bagaimana nak membantukan student kita yang saya anggap di 1 tahun di IPTA, PITS adalah 5,000 orang yang harus kita bantu. Khasnya daripada keluarga B40.
He told this to reporters after officiating the opening ceremony of the Literasi Kewangan Bank Negara Malaysia 2023 exhibition at the Borneo Cultural Museum here on Thursday. Also present were Deputy Governor of Bank Negara Malaysia BNM, Dato' Marzun Hisham Omar, and Malaysia's award-winning cartoonist for Kampung Boy, Dato' Muhammad Nur Khalid, famously known as Lad. Abang Johari, who is also Sarawak's Finance and Economy Minister, disclosed that among the proposed assistance is the purchase of textbooks for the B40 group.
Selain daripada ini juga mengait dengan buku. Buku pun buku teks agak mahal juga. So, kita akan memberikan bantuan buku teks kepada pelajar kita di IPTS dan IPTA.
The Sarawak State Assembly will sit from November 20th to 29. Abang Johari is scheduled to table the State Budget 2024 on the first day of the sitting.
1 in 3 Malaysians, including those with reasonable incomes, grapple with burdensome debts, as revealed by statistics from the Credit Counselling and Debt Management Agency AKPK. The data further indicates that many resort to borrowing money during emergencies. Deputy Governor of Bank Negara Malaysia BNM, Dato' Marzun Hisham Omar, attributes this issue to weak financial management from a young age, leading to persistent financial struggles.
According to him, the financial knowledge, attitudes and behavior survey conducted by BNM indicate a consistent increase since 2015.
Walau bagaimanapun, kajian kami mendapati hampir separuh rakyat Malaysia sukar menyediakan RM1,000 bagi tujuan kecemasan atau situasi yang tidak dijangka.
He said this in his speech at the launching ceremony of the Financial Literacy Program organized by BNM here today. Additionally, he stated that BNM has proactively implemented a range of initiatives to reach out to the youth and prevent them from being burdened by debt.
Sehubungan dengan ini, Jaringan Pendidikan Kewangan atau Financial Education Network FEN yang diterajui Kementerian Pendidikan Tinggi, Bank Negara Suruhanjaya Security dan AKPK telah melaksanakan program pendidikan kewangan yang komprehensif menyasarkan golongan pelajar. Justru itu, FAN akan melancarkan program FAN Proaktif bertujuan melengkapkan belia dengan kemahiran pengurusan kewangan sebagai persediaan memasuki alam pekerjaan. 9 universiti telah tampil untuk menerajui inisiatif perintis ini, termasuk Universiti Malaysia Sarawak.
Sarawak reports 1,177 scam cases, resulting in an estimated loss of 12.5 million ringgit from October 2022 to September 2023. The Deputy Governor of Bank Negara Malaysia, Dato' Marzun Nisham Omar, has revealed that nationwide data from the National Scam Response Centre, NSRC, has indicated that 53,783 fraud scam calls with an estimated loss of 188 million ringgit.
Majoriti mangsa scam, financial scam di Sarawak adalah merupakan mereka yang berusia kurang daripada 40 tahun, kalangan belia. Dan kes scam tertumpu kepada penipuan e-dagang, pinjaman yang tidak wujud dan penipuan telekomunikasi.
At the same time, he advised the public to adopt 3 steps to safeguard themselves from falling prey to online financial scams.
Pertama, jangan sesekali memberikan maklumat peribadi perbankan anda kepada pihak yang tidak dikenali, sama ada melalui telefon atau laman web. Kedua, jangan klik pautan mencurigakan yang dihantar melalui SMS atau email. Dan ketiga, hanya muat turun aplikasi daripada saluran rasmi sahaja ke telefon anda, bimbit anda.
Sarawak is aiming to position itself as the premier destination for ecotourism, particularly catering to tourists from Europe. The Minister of Tourism, Creative Industry and Performing Arts Sarawak, Dato' Sri Abdul Karim Rahman Hamzah, in a statement said that the UK market has played an important role in the state's tourism revival.
From January to September 2023 alone, Sarawak welcomed a total of 18,833 visitors from the UK. To boost conversions from the UK market, the Sarawak Tourism Board (STB) initiated a campaign in collaboration with National Geographic Traveller UK and TripAdvisor. This campaign, unveiled at the World Travel Market in London on November 7, will extend until April 2024. Concurrently, STB also inked a Memorandum of Understanding MOU with Malaysia Airlines Berhad MAB for a joint marketing campaign for the year 2024. This ceremony was witnessed by Karim, Sarawak's Deputy Minister of Tourism, Creative Industry and Performing Arts, Datuk Sebastian Tieng Chiu Yu, as well as MTCP Permanent Secretary, Datuk Sharina Hussaini, and MAB Regional Manager, UK and Europe, Daniel Bainbridge.
There is a growing demand for qualified professionals in the ever-progressive job market in the semiconductor and chip design industry in Sarawak and Malaysia as a whole. Given the increasing importance of these components in today's technology landscape, companies like Sarawak Microelectronics Design, or SMD Semiconductor Sdn Bhd, and Santex are actively seizing the opportunity to contribute to the global market wave, emphasizing the significance of this sector for the state's economic development.
Recognizing the global shortage of such experts, the state government has made it a key agenda, aligning with the post-COVID development strategy 2030 in uplifting its workforce. Centex Chief Executive Officer Datuk Syed Muhammad Hussain said the collaboration with SMD, Melexis NV and Sypnosis International comprises 2 industry-relevant programs focused on integrated circuit, analog design and integrated circuit testing.
Program yang Santex akan involve adalah program integrated circuit analog design dan integrated circuit testing sebelum dia masuk dekat wafer plant macam expect. Jadi testing dengan design kita buat dekat Sentex lah, dengan trainer yang dikeluarkan oleh SMD dengan Malaysians dengan Synopsys. Synopsys ni software dia. Kalau nak buat test design ni, kita ada software dia panggil Synopsys. Number 1 in the world, Synopsys ni. Dia ada 2 je dekat dunia ni, Synopsys and Cadence. Kita pilih Synopsys nombor 1 di dunia untuk software. So kita dah collaborate dengan, hari itu kita akan sign dengan Synopsys untuk software dia punya IC design. Lepas tu untuk IC testing dengan Malaysians.
He stressed those who wish to apply must meet certain requirements to be entitled to the programs, as Santex has its own criteria for such a talent on what is needed to be in such an industry.
Dia kena Malaysian residing in Sarawak. Itu nombor 1 lah. Nombor 2, dia kena drug free. Nombor 3, untuk program-program ni, dia kena ada engineering degree, electrical, electronics, computer engineering, computer science dan sebagainya lah. Jadi terutama dia electronics dengan electrical engineers lah. Sebab
Santex also highlights its commitment to providing scholarships for those selected in the program. Meanwhile, Chief Operating Officer of SMD Semiconductor Shariman Jamil encourages individuals with engineering background to apply for the program.
Ini adalah peluang seumur hidup, keemasan untuk diorang ni masuk dalam career yang mencabar, yang high technology, and it's also high paying jobs. Itu yang penting juga bagi student-student kita kan. So you all belajar kat universities, penat-penat belajar kat universities. I'm sure that bila you all keluar nanti, you nak buat something yang meaningful, yang challenging, yang challenge your intellectual and also your intelligence. So this is the platform that you can do this. And this is fully supported by Sarawak government, fully sponsored. So jangan lepaskan peluang ni. Beramai-ramailah datang untuk tengok kita punya launching pada 14 ni. And then seterusnya you boleh register untuk menjadi student dan enroll into our program dengan Sentex.
Shariman added that this is a catalytic initiative that enables the state to progress further with more initiatives in the future and is considered the winning strategy for Sarawak.
A total of 51 Sarawakians who fell victim to a human trafficking syndicate remain stranded in Myanmar. Sarawak Police Commissioner Datuk Muhammad Azman Ahmad Sapri said the reports on the case were received from the families of the victims in Malaysia.
Report kita terima di Sibu ada, di Miri ada, di Kuching ada, kan? Itu report dibuat oleh ahli keluarga yang mana dia orang telah dihubungi oleh anak dia atau saudara mara dia ataupun mangsa dia, yang beritahu bahawa mereka telah terkandas ataupun berada di Myanmar akibat daripada janji-janji awal tu untuk mendapat tawaran kerja di pusat-pusat kasino, di hotel dengan tawaran gaji yang lumayan dalam bentuk mata wang USD, kan? Jadi apabila sampai ke sana, dapati benda itu tidak berlaku seperti yang dijanjikan. Sekarang ni kita ada, pada rekod kita ada 52 report yang kita terima. Itu kita untuk follow up tu kita serah pada Bukit Aman.
Asman further revealed that based on statistics, 81 Sarawakians are believed to have been stranded in Myanmar due to this non-existent job scam, with 30 of them successfully repatriated. Acting Charge Affairs of the Malaysian Embassy in Yangon, Johan Razak, reported that the trend of trapping Sarawakians has been detected this year, with many residents of the state being lured and taken to countries like Myanmar.
Police arrested 13 individuals for allegedly being involved in an assault-turned-murder incident at Batukawa on 30th October. Sarawak Police Commissioner Datuk Muhammad Azman Ahmad Sapri said that those arrested included 10 teenagers. He said police received a report around 6:45 a.m. on October 31st by members of the public regarding a brawl that broke out between a hotel employee and a group of men.
Dan untuk itu sekarang ini kita telah membuat seramai 13 tangkapan untuk siasatan, dan kesemua orang ini masih lagi dalam riman. Jadi selepas itu kita bercadang untuk merujukkan kesihatan kepada Pejabat Timbalan Pendawaraya untuk arahan selanjutnya. Daripada itu tangkapan 13 orang, ada 10 orang daripada remaja. Ini pada siasatan awal ni masa pergaduhan tu berlaku di luar di luar sebuah hotel di Batu Kawah, Kuching.
The victim in his 50s was taken to Sarawak General Hospital SGH by his daughter. However, he succumbed to his injuries while receiving treatment. The case is being investigated under Section 302 of the Penal Code.
Coming up right after the break, Syed Sadiq jailed 7 years and fined 10 million ringgit. And in world news, WHO warns of worrying trends in disease spread in Gaza. Only on TVS Nightline. Stay tuned. Back on TVS Nightline, Muar MP Syed Sadiq Syed Abdul Rahman has been sentenced to 7 years jail and a 10 million ringgit fine after being convicted of abetting in criminal breach of trust or CBT, misappropriation of assets and money laundering. Justice Azhar Abdul Hamid sentenced the MUDA president to 3 years in prison and to be whipped once for the CBT charge. The High Court judge further sentenced Syed Sadiq to another 2 years jail and 1 stroke of the rotan for embezzlement of assets that belong to the youth wing of Bersatu.
Both of the sentences are to run consecutively, meaning he will serve 5 years. Azhar also imposed a jail term of 2 years each for the 2 counts of money laundering and a fine of 5 million ringgit each. However, he ordered these 2 sentences to run concurrently. The judge allowed an application by the defense to stay the jail, fine and whipping sentences pending an appeal to the Court of Appeal. He also ordered that all bail conditions be retained pending the appeal, including the sum of 300,000 ringgit posted by Syed Sadiq when charged initially. The 30-year-old Syed Sadiq has the distinction of being the first elected representative to be ordered to be whipped for a white-collar crime under the Penal Code. Syed Sadiq was charged with abetting Bersatu Assistant Treasurer Rafiq Hakim Razaili IV, who was entrusted with 1 million ringgit of Armada's fund to commit criminal breach of trust by misappropriating the funds. The offence was allegedly committed at the KL Central CIMB Bank branch on March 6, 2020, when the Perikatan National Government comprising Bersatu was in power. On the second charge, Syed Saddiq was accused of misappropriating 120,000 ringgit from Armada Bumi Bersatu Enterprises Maybank Islamic account by making Rafiq dispose of the money. He allegedly committed the offence between April 8 and 21st in 2018. He is also facing 2 counts of money laundering via transactions of 50,000 ringgit each, believed to be proceeds from unlawful activities from his Maybank Islamic account into his Amanah Saham Bumiputra account in a bank in Johor Bahru on June 16 and 19, 2018.
The Vice President of China, Han Zheng, visited Proton's plant in Tanjung Malim earlier today. Accompanied by Malaysian Deputy Minister of Investment, Trade and Industry, Liu Chien-tong, Han was taken on a tour of the factory floor while witnessing the various models produced by Proton.
Han arrived in Malaysia on Wednesday night for a 4-day official visit. Proton Deputy CEO Roslan Abdullah, who was also present during the tour, said the visit stressed on the importance of Automotive High-Tech Valley AHTV in Tanjung Malim and how China could assist in expanding the AHTV project.
Di mana yang kita sedia maklum, Proton Tanjung Malim projek melibatkan DRB Highcom, Geely dan juga Proton adalah AHTV. So di sini kita menunjukkan kepentingan AHTV di Tanjung Malim dan juga bagaimana kerajaan China boleh membantu dalam mengembangkan ataupun membantu kita untuk menunjukkan smoothen the process untuk AHTV.
Previously, Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim said the AHTV project would transform Tanjung Malim into a global automotive hub for new energy vehicles. AHTV is a mega project involving an investment of 32 billion ringgit, spearheaded by Geely together with the RB Highcom.
Malaysia's wholesale and retail trade recorded a sales value of 142.7 billion ringgit, a 6.5% increase year-on-year in September 2023. The Department of Statistics Malaysia (DOSM) said sales value increased marginally by 0.1% on a month-on-month comparison.
Chief Statistician Datuk Seri Dr. Muhammad Uzair Mahidin said the increase of 6.5% year-on-year for wholesale and retail trade in September 2023 was attributed to the wholesale trade subsector, which rose 6.9% or 4.1 billion ringgit to 64.2 billion ringgit. Muhammad Uzair said September's marginal increase of 0.1% from the previous month was attributed to retail trade, which expanded 0.9% or 500 million ringgit, followed by wholesale trade with 0.5% or 300 million ringgit. Muhammad Uzair said that looking at the performance across the subsectors, the 6.9% year-on-year growth in the wholesale trade was contributed by the other specialized wholesale subsector, which rose 2 billion ringgit or 8.6% to 25.1 billion ringgit. He said the retail trade subsector's increase of 5.9% Y-on-Y in September was supported by retail sales in non-specialized stores, which grew 8.9% or 1.9 billion ringgit to 23.2 billion ringgit. The year-on-year growth of 7% for the motor vehicles subsector in September was fueled by sales of motor vehicles parts and accessories, which accelerated 17.2% or 700 million ringgit to record 4.6 billion ringgit. Meanwhile, Muhammad Uzair said the index of retail sales over the internet recorded 2% growth year-on-year in September 2023 as compared to 1% in August 2023.
Meanwhile, Malaysia's services sector revenue grew by 7.6% year-on-year to 584 billion ringgit in the third quarter Q3 of 2023, lifted by favorable performance in all segments after seeing a 6.9% growth year-on-year in the second quarter of 2023. Chief Statistician Dato Sri Muhammad Uzair Mahidin said the significant increase in Q3 2023 was recorded in wholesale and retail trade, food and beverages and accommodation segment, which rose 28.7 billion ringgit to reach 446.6 billion ringgit.
According to Muhammad Uzair, information and communication and transportation and storage segment grew by 7.2 billion ringgit or 9.8%. Professional, real estate and administrative and support service segment grew by 3.1 billion ringgit or 9.4%. And private health, private education, arts, entertainment and recreation and personal services and other activities segment grew by 2.2 billion ringgit or 12.3%. On a quarter-on-quarter basis, total revenue for the services sector in Q3 2023 expanded by 2.8% or 15.8 billion ringgit as compared with the previous quarter. Muhammad Uzair said the number of persons engaged in the sector stood at 4.4 million, a gain of 79,400 persons or 1.8% year-on-year. Muhammad Uzair also said salaries and wages paid registered an increase of 1.1 billion ringgit or 3.6% year-on-year. He added the increment was attributed to wholesale and retail trade and transportation and storage subsectors, which rose 400 million ringgit and 200 million ringgit respectively. As for e-commerce income, he said it grew 5.4% year-on-year, 289.5 billion ringgit in Q3 2023 and 3.2% quarter-on-quarter.
And in world news, Italy is sending a hospital ship to the Gaza Strip to aid the Palestinian population, which is expected to arrive in a few days, depending on the weather. The Italian Defense Ministry stated that the ship Vulcano is equipped with operating rooms carrying 30 medical staff and currently heading towards Cyprus, but did not confirm how close the ship would get to Gaza.
Italy Defense Minister Guido Crosetto said that right after the ship, Italy will also send an army field hospital, which indicates his country's efforts in helping the Palestinians. He added that he believed this initiative will be welcomed by the Zionist regime as much as the Palestinians, as no one can have anything to say about a humanitarian act. Italy is preparing to send out other medical personnel once the hospital is up and running, including 3 anesthetists, 2 surgeons and 8 critical nurses. The Gaza Strip has been under bombardment by Israel since October 7, which has killed more than 10,500 people. Many of them were children.
Meanwhile, the surge in fatalities and injuries in Gaza, fueled by escalated hostilities, overcrowding and disrupted essential services, has facilitated the rapid spread of infectious diseases. Therefore, the UN Health Agency has raised concerns about the looming threat of widespread disease in Gaza amid Israel's siege and ongoing attacks.
The World Health Organization on social media X expressed concern about emerging trends, citing cases of diarrhea and upper respiratory infections due to contaminated water consumption. The agency reported over 33,000 diarrhea cases, more than 54,800 upper respiratory infections, and thousands of other disease cases since mid-October. WHO added that basic infection prevention has become impossible in health facilities. Therefore, the agency called on all warring parties to abide by their obligations under international humanitarian law to protect civilians and their infrastructure, including healthcare. The Gaza Health Ministry said Wednesday that 172 injured Palestinians and their companions have been evacuated from the Gaza Strip via the Rafah border, crossing with Egypt for medical treatment since the beginning of November. Anadolu agency reported spokesperson Ashraf Al-Kidra, who made the announcement, did not specify the locations of treatment. Al-Kidra pointed out that thousands of critically and severely injured cases do not have access to treatment in Gaza hospitals.
And that wraps up the news for TVS Nightline. I'm Razi Ahmad. Thank you for watching and have a good night.